Hey everyone, this is Andrew, day 2 Dryden, recording here for Nikachu MTG. We're playing Burn and Modern, and we're in here for round 3. We're having a bit of a rough start. We're 0-2 at the moment, but I'm confident we're going to run the table. We've got Deflecting Palms in the main deck, and we're going to take it to our opponents. I'm pretty confident, but boy are we not confident with this hand. You know, I'll say this about Magic. It's nice when the decisions get made for me. It's not like, this is a corner case. No, this is absolutely a horrible hand. This hand is pretty good. Wow, we have three. We have three really strong one mana spells. Goblin Guide, of course, is our best turn one play. And unfortunately, we don't have the Scry to fix our draw step because we're gonna have to fetch it away with the Scalding Tarn. But I'm good in keeping this hand. I think this is good. Our matches so far have all been basically either getting sort of stuck on lands early. Put it on top. Stuck on lands early, or flooding out. So I think we just once we start, yeah, I think all the games we've won, we've just sort of run well with mana. Between 2 and 4 lands, and that's it. So because we only have the one land, we have to fetch out the Sacred Foundry right now just to make sure we'll give us the best chance of casting this Lightning Helix at some point. But we are going to find out what our opponent is on. Did they put the card to the top? They did. They went down to 6 cards and scryed to the top. So let's see if they scryed themselves a land. Hopefully we don't just fix their mulligan for them. Ooh! Okay. So this could be the mirror. If that's the case, our hand is really good if we hit the second land. Searing Blaze is a great card in the mirror. Lightning Helix is a great card in the mirror. Yeah, I like our if we can hit a second land by turn 3. I'm really confident in our chances. Okay, so they've got at least 2 creatures in hand, so they've got a pretty good hand as well, unless they end up flooding out. Nice! There we go. Perfect. That is absolutely what we wanted to see. Very happy about that. So, do I care about the Goblin Guide versus the Swift Spear? I don't know. Well, we're attacking. So let's see what's on the way. Maybe that makes up our mind for us. They have an Eidolon that's going to come down. Okay. That's not a big deal. We're ahead. Actually, we're not ahead in damage. So where am I? Right, okay, there we go. So I just want to click through the wrong phase here. So the Arid Mesa is the obvious play here. And I'm basically just deciding whether or not I'm going to Searing Blaze this Goblin Guide now or wait to see what they do. I think in this matchup they're going to want to cast this Swift Spear. And if that's the case, the best they're going to be able to do is give it 1 prowess trigger next turn. So I think I'm just going to wait. There's no need for me to have to play the Searing Blaze right now. I can get a Goblin Guide trigger out of it too. So excuse me. And do we want to draw a land or not? I think we do. I think we want to draw 1 more land, just to make sure we curve out well. The trick, if you don't know, this is more for people who play against burn, but I guess in the mirror match this is relevant. If you want to draw a land, you let the first trigger resolve, see what it is, and then you fetch. Because it basically gives you 2 chances to draw a land. Whereas if you want to draw a spell, you fetch before the Goblin Guide trigger resolves. So that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, the numbers are close, obviously, but I mean, technically, if you want to, play to your outs and get all those tiny edges, that is how you do it. I think it was Frank Karsten. Oh my God, our opponent has a great hand. Oh, except for this Eidolon, they have a very good hand. Wow. Okay. Well, we are now going to get 3 triggers to try and draw lands. Get them out of our deck here. So because that's going to be the case, I think I'm going to let the first trigger. Yeah, we're going to let the first trigger resolve and then make our decision. Are they just bolting the guide right now? This is mono. It's also strange that they're fetching out basics. there's a Swift Spear. It is strange that they are fetching out basics. So how much damage do we have in our hand? Because I was going to just Searing Blaze the Swift Spear, but maybe the Goblin Guides are the better ones to hit, because they're going to be hitting for 1 more damage this turn, so it saves us 1 life by killing them. So we're going to put them down to 11. Well, here, let's let them attack, because hypothetically they might not attack with everything, but I think they should. Yeah, they will. Okay. So we're going to put them down to 11. They're going to put us down to... Oh, they see they didn't. Okay, cool. Well, now the obvious choice is here. We're gonna Searing Blaze this Goblin Guide. Done deal. So let the first trigger resolve. It's an Eidolon. We do not want to draw Eidolon at this point in the game in this matchup. We are gonna get a mountain, and we are gonna Searing Blaze this Goblin Guide. They're going to put us down to... We're both going to be at 11. Okay. It's like... Ugh. I can't complain too much. That's a pretty good draw once we like hit that 3rd land eventually, but it would be nice to hit it this turn, obviously. Okay, well... So... I think we just hit him for... 8. Bolt. Okay, so they're going to go to 9. Can they... I'm just deciding quickly if I want to use this Lightning Helix or if I want to use these Lava Spikes. I think the Helix is a better choice. It uses our mana better and keeps us out of like any really bad ranges. We know they're going to be drawing a Lightning Bolt, so they're going to hit us for 1, 2, 3, 4, so 7. They're going to be hitting us for 7. Just based on 3 of the cards we know of, plus they have 3 in their hand. So for that reason, we're going to put them to 6 with this Lightning Helix, and then we're probably just going to untap and win, I think. They could obviously have their own Helix, which complicates the math a bit, but I think we still have it here. Okay, yeah, Rift Bolt, that's good. That's not going to be good enough. Oh, awesome. Yeah, so spike you. And spike you again. Awesome. Okay, good games. Go to sideboard. Especially because we are on the draw, but even just in general, I usually take Eidolon out in this matchup. There are times when your opponent can stumble early, but it's very possible that you might just lock yourself out of the game as well. Deflecting Palm is a good one in this matchup. It's basically another Lightning Helix, if not better for like a Boros Charm or something like that. We want Searing Bloods, and is that it? You can bring Skullcracks in for opposing Helixes, but the problem is that everything else is just so good already. Yeah, everything else is just so good. You just want to be fast, and you want to be as efficient as possible. So we definitely don't want. Although they look like they might have been mono red. If they're mono red, they could bring in something stupid like Dragon's Claw or something. That would be annoying. But I'm not going to sideboard in against it until I see it. That's the thing about that. I lost a game last week to someone who gained 11 life off a Dragon's Claw over the course of the game. That was pretty frustrating. I was at 17 life and they were at 7 on like turn 3. They managed to come back and win that game. It was brutal. So yeah, but I'm not willing to sideboard that in. I mean, they could have. You know what? Actually, because they could have Core Firewalker as well. And we don't have our Path to Exiles to sort of hedge against that. I am going to take out the Rift Bolts for the Skullcracks. One more Rift Bolt. that's actually something I'm going to do because there is that potential interaction. So we'll do that, and then that also covers the opposing lightning helixes. So there, I'm glad I thought that through a little bit more. So what do we got? Another mulligan. This is a great hand. If only we had some lands in it. But no, this is I don't know, mulligan. This hand is good, but we don't want to draw any more lands. Obviously, these two cards are very good. This comes in for no, doesn't deal us damage. We also get to use our scry because we don't have to fetch turn one. But we definitely want that on the bottom. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Yep, so Spear gets in for one. And they are playing white. We see that now. So maybe they were just trying to conserve life, and they didn't have any white spells in their hands, so they didn't want to fetch for a Sacred Foundry. That's a really good card. That's going to do a lot of work next turn. That's going to be great. It's such a huge tempo play to be able to Searing Blaze their creature and deal them damage, especially when they have an early creature. Oh man, they kept their Eidolons in. Okay, so they might just drop an Eidolon, and if they do, I guess we're not upset to Searing Blaze it, but I'm definitely going to hold it up for a turn. Oh, they're stuck on one land. Oh, wow. Okay, that's fantastic then. In that case, there's blood in the water, and we are going to just get in. Yeah, we're just gonna get them. If they miss another land drop, I do not like their odds. I'm going to play this Riftbolt second main, but I'm going to hold up this fetch land in the meantime to maybe, I don't know, bluff something until we get to the damage step. Stomping Ground, well, if you want that next turn, you're going to have to pay 2 life, which I'm sure you're also not happy about. Okay, fantastic. So, just do this. Grab a basic, because we don't need any more white sources at the moment, and we don't want to take any more damage. Yeah, so Eidolon, not great in the mirror. I mean, they kept it in on the play. That's reasonable. You know what I mean? Like, if they had dropped an Eidolon there on turn 2 with, like, a basic, we basically would have taken 2 off of our Searing Blaze to kill it, which would have put them to... like add the Swift Spear damage back on. So they would have gone to 13, and we would have gone to 15, and we had to use a removal spell. So like, but that being said, Searing Blaze is like the best tempo card in that respect. I mean, that's really like a best case scenario. You know, you might have to just like bolt it or something like that. Oh, this isn't good for you. No, even if you hold up a prowess trigger here, I mean, oh no, this is not good. This is not what you want to have happen. So we're going to bolt the face. Let this prowess trigger resolve. Please, please, please. Nice. Okay. See, so now, even if they try to bolt, whatever. Even if they try to bolt the Swift Spear in response, we already have... oh no, they could do it in response to the prowess trigger. So yeah, is there a way to play around that? If they're holding up a bolt, is there a way to play around this? The only way we can play around this is just attacking in and forcing them to like make a bad block or something like that. But I don't think that's. I think we just want to force them to have a bolt or something. Even if they have a bolt on our Swift Spear here, like I think we're just getting so far ahead right now. I don't think this matters. And they don't. Oh, okay. Well, this is just. Yeah. I mean. If they have a path on the Swift Spear now, then like maybe that's something. They only go to 7, but they're drawing a Searing Blaze. We know they won't have landfall for it. I don't mean to, oh, okay, there we go. They do. Maybe they do have a path. Oh, okay, look at that. All right. Well, I still go to 7. And we have a Boros Charm, which means if we draw any, well, actually they could have a Lightning Helix still. I should say that. So yeah, basically, if they don't have a Lightning Helix and we draw any spell, they're in trouble. They can't cast this Eidolon now because it's going to be like it's a little bit nervous because this is the 17 and 7 I mentioned at the start of the game about the the person I played in person the other day. But again, a turn 4 Eidolon is not the same as a turn 2 Dragon's Claw in the mirror after missing your land drops, unfortunately. So we are going to fetch an end of turn. We have a land in hand to be able to play for the landfall if we need it. We could draw a second. Yeah, we're not playing any green spells, and we could draw a second white spell. So we absolutely want another Sacred Foundry, right? Like we go like double Boros Charm, or Boros Charm and Lightning Helix, right? So that would have been a misplay. Yeah, this works as well, I think, right? We're going to take 4 damage off this Eidolon, but I think we just win here. Right, so we attack, they block here, I guess, maybe. They take 4, 5, 6, they go to 1. That's not, and we go to 12, so they go to what? Yeah, no, okay, that's absolutely what we do. Okay, well, they're going to hit a land drop, and it's not going to cost them life, and they're going to have Searing Blaze up next turn. But they're also going to be at 1 life. They just died at, like, everything. How are you not blocking? Oh, okay. Oh, and we're going to keep both our creatures. If they block like this. This is even better. If they at least trade with the Goblin Guide, then they can kill the other creature. Oh, we have priority. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize we had priority again already. Yeah, that's not the block you want to make. I don't think. I mean, I guess you're like trying to make the riskiest play you can because you're so far behind as it is, but you know you've got the Searing Blaze coming, or you've got Searing Blaze, you know you've got an Inspiring Vantage coming, you trade with the Goblin Guide, and then you kill the Swift Spear, and then at the very least, like, you could maybe like go like Lightning Helix into something else if I've got nothing in hand, but no, I don't think that was the right block. I think you have to force the trade with the Goblin Guide. Because now I mean, I don't know. They have 6 cards in hand too, though, so like... oh, okay. Well, if I just draw a Bolt, you still, you still don't get it. I can just draw a Bolt and win here. This is the craziness of Core Firewalker, though. Like, hypothetically, with them having so many cards in hand, we could lose this game somehow. No, we just win. Okay. Well, that's good. That would have been, yeah. So like, what would happen if we had just bricked on a draw step there? And they could have started gaining a ridiculous. Like, let's say they even like, worst case scenario would be a Lightning Helix. That is gonna be the Nikachu MTG get dunked on instant replay. Good games, opponent. Sorry, man. Sorry it didn't work out. You got stuck on lands. It happens. But, yeah. So that's the Burn Mirror. It's, it usually comes down to who plays first, and it comes down to mana efficiency and things like Searing Blaze. Those are the biggest cards. Those are by far the biggest cards, which is why we also brought the Searing Bloods in the sideboard. Again, I'm not a fan of Core Firewalker. I don't think it's a very, like, this is a great matchup for it, but outside of this, I don't know. And like, there have been times when people have played it against me and I just path it, or they sort of have to sort of, you know, by the time they get it out, I'm so far ahead on board, they have to block it with a Goblin Guide, and I can skull crack them and it dies anyway. I mean, it's, I don't think it's good enough, but I mean, as you saw there, like, if we had sort of stumbled on one more draw step and they had been able to play a couple spells, we could have just easily lost. So maybe there's something to be said. Maybe I'm being too biased. But either way, that was our match. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. And if you do, like, comment in the description below if you have any questions or lines of play you want to discuss. And this has been Andrew, Day 2 Dryden, and I will see you next time.